thought and all the things that thought has made, put together, is part of our consciousness. The culture in which we live, the aesthetic values, the economic pressures, the national inheritance. If you are a surgeon, a carpenter, specialize in a particular profession, that group consciousness is part of your consciousness. Right? You understand all what we are saying? Are we making it difficult? We are not scholars. At least the speaker is not. We are dealing with human existence with all its complexities. If you live in a particular country with its particular tradition, with its religion, culture, and so on, that particular form has become part of your consciousness, the group consciousness, right? The national consciousness, the particular professional consciousness. This is again of facts. If you are a carpenter, you have to have certain skill, understand the wood, the nature of the wood, the instrument, so you gradually belong to a group that has cultivated this special particular form, and that has its own consciousness. Like the scientists, like the archaeologists, like the animals have their own particular consciousness as a group, and so on, so on. That's part of your consciousness. Right? Please see the fact of this for yourself. If you are a housewife, you have your own particular consciousness. Like all the other housewives. That's a group consciousness. Permissiveness has spread throughout the world. It began in the West, far West, and has spread right through the world. That is a group conscious movement. Right? See the significance of it. Please understand, go into it for yourself, see what is involved in it. They are discovering scientifically that certain animals have been, they are experimenting with certain animals, say in England and say in Australia, and those animals learn much quicker. They're because one set of animals like rats have learned after 20 generations certain action, and the 25th or 28th learn much more rapidly. And in Australia, these rats have learned much quicker without going through all the experiments. You understand all this? So, it is not a genetic transformation, genetically evolving, but there is the group consciousness that is operating. You understand this? I hope you understand this. The Catholic consciousness, once group believes in something, that begins to activate, live, spread. You understand? So our consciousness is not only a group, national, economic consciousness, a professional consciousness, but also much deeper consciousness, which is our fears. Man has lived with fear for generation after generation, with pleasure, with envy, with all the travail of loneliness, with depression, confusion. Watch it in yourself as we are talking. And with great sorrow, with what he calls love, and the everlasting fear of death. This is his consciousness. Not only the professional, the group, the national, but the rest of it, which is common to all mankind. Do you realize what it means? That you are no longer, please don't resist it, look at it. You are no longer an individual. It's very hard to accept, because we have been programmed like the computer to think we are individuals. We have been programmed religiously to think that we have souls separate from all the others. And we, being programmed, our brain works in the same pattern, century after century. So if one understands the nature of our consciousness, the particular endeavor, the me that suffers, that has become something global. Then it has a much greater, a totally different activity will take place. That is the crisis we are in. We have been programmed like the computer. Like a computer, being programmed, we can learn, occasionally have an insight, and being programmed, our brain repeats itself over and over and over again. Right? Just see the actual fact of it. That I am a Christian, I am a Buddhist, I am a Hindu, I am against communism, I am communist. You follow? Democrat. Repeat, repeat, repeat. And in this state of repetition, there is an occasional breakthrough. So, how shall a human being who is actually the rest of mankind, how shall he face this crisis, this turning point? How will you, as a human being who has evolved through millennia upon millennia, thinking as an individual, which is actually, if you observe, you are not an individual, it's an illusion. You know, like any neurotic person, it's very difficult for him to give up certain belief deeply rooted in him. So, are we prepared as human beings to face a turning point, see what actually is, and that very perception is the decision to move totally in another direction?